Okay. Are we here? This is a whole new world to me. And I am... I think we're here. The only annoying thing is, for reasons that I do not understand, the print of everything you're saying in chat, which I can see on my phone, because yes, I'm now on my phone, is like on a black background, so it's really hard to see. But I think we're here, and I just want to explain to you what's going on. The first thing to explain is it's Friday the 13th. Okay? It is very much Friday the 13th where I am, here in North London. Yes, it's Friday the 13th. Everything has gone wrong that could have gone wrong. I have been at my desk since about 9:45 this morning. Massive shout out to AtlasIsPlaying on the mod team, and all the mods in fact, but AtlasIsPlaying was helping me out hours ago, navigating all sorts of problems which happened and were then solved. And I was like, great, we've done it. But the problem is, the one thing you can't test is the frame rate or the speed at which you're streaming until you're streaming. So you basically can't do a proper test until you're live. And obviously we went live, and the internet gremlins were back in full force. Yes, the demon was defeated. Thank you for that. But here's what... The demon was mostly defeated. I mean, the demon wasn't defeated so much that we can go to the playthrough today. So I do have to apologise for that. You probably can tell, I'm doing this on my phone, which is really weird because I'm used to having like the whole soundscape in my head. I can see the chat a bit more easily. It's like, you know, I got into my rhythm, hadn't I? Until the Friday the 13th demons showed up. So here we are. But we're here because what I thought, I was like, it's not fair. I'm not going to like advertise a stream and then go live and then just like be like, sorry, it's not happening. That's not fair. So I was like, right, what can I do? And I was like, well, I have done this way with Luke in my front room on our phones. I think, do you remember when we had that crazy tech issues with the streaming? I don't know those of you that were there. So I was like, well, I can just try and do that again. But the thing is, when I do it with Luke, he's much more tech savvy than me, so he would do all the tech and I would just sit there and smile. But today I was on my own and I had to do it all on my own, with the exception of the amazing mods. Mods, I'm just checking in with you. Please, I can see your chat as well, so let me know if anything's wrong or because I can see chat, but it's going very fast and it's much harder to read. But there was quite a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about today anyway. So it's me. I was gonna lose like 45 minutes in chat. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Adam. Thank you all for being there and having my back. I think we're good. There was quite a lot I wanted to chat about anyway, so we can do loads of chatting, and then I don't know. I don't quite know if you can think of any ideas of how we might spend our time. But what I will probably do, I will probably stream for couple of hours, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. We'll see how we're going. We've lost half an hour, unfortunately, so we've obviously lost a bit. I won't be getting back to the playthrough today, but we will jump into that battle. I'm going to get this problem fixed. One thing I do need to do is charge my phone, because that'll be the next thing. So let's make sure that's good. It's not that good. Let me see. Hang on. I mean, honestly, my technical skills have been challenged. My non-existent technical skills have been challenged beyond measure. What I am now doing, I mean, I wish you could all see what I'm actually now doing. I'm like balancing all the things that I can find. 1 second. To stop everything from falling down. I mean, this is actually hilarious that I'm live doing this. I generally like to try and keep things a bit more like polished and professional. Today is not that day. For reference, I have a toy horse there, very Pebbles-esque. I'm just going to prove this, in fact. Not my horse. This guy is currently holding up the phone. So... Oh, It's a little bit too lifelike, this horse, and has bendy legs. Shouldn't have moved it. Okay, so it's perfectly balanced now against a horse. Pebbles has come to the rescue. So the phone is currently balanced between my laptop and the horse, so that it can be charged. I can see the mods. They say Lucy says everything is doing great. I think that's generous. Everything is that's very kind, Lucy. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start with some thank yous, and then we're going to do some chat about the things that I want to chat about, and then we're going to play some Farkle, and then I will take some questions. What I would love to ask the mods to do, if that's okay, because the chat is moving so fast and it's in this weird print that I can't really see, I would love you to pick out some great questions, if that's all right, and then between all of us, I'll be able to see some questions, I'll be able to read the chat, and we can make it a bit of a Q&A Farkle mashup. First thing to say is Happy Valentine's Day, because we're parking Friday. Friday the 13th has had its moment. Friday the 13th has had more than enough airtime on this stream already, and has had, in my opinion, far too great an influence in terms of the gremlins that it has sent our way. So fuck you, Friday the 13th. I try not to swear on stream, but I think it's absolutely apt given the circumstances. I'm going to come back to Valentine's Day in 2 seconds, but I do want to start by saying some thank yous because, and of course now, the way I've done my setup, I can't actually see this very well. There we go, that's better. Thank yous to all of you who've been jumping in very sweetly and supporting me. So let's start. Chestnut Mare, thank you so much. And Mary 151991, and Alison the Moth, Draconamonaveri, and Nithilmao, a new name I think. Oxenans, thank you so much as always. That is super kind and much appreciated. Fletcher, thank you. And Lizzie 94, thank you so much. Also very much appreciated. Thank you. Violet Phoenix and Yenene and Amelia and Fletcher, as always, thank you so much. Godox, Mahogany, thank you so much. Jessie Qatar and Rate House, thank you very much. Bradar, thank you very much as always, good to see you. Diana Louise and Yuki and Freckles Lou and Zocat. GlambringGaming, thank you so much. I think that was way back when it was all going wrong. I saw that pop up, thank you. Yeah, this is like 36 minutes ago. Thank you all very much indeed. Vera Patira, thank you so much. As always, super kind. PolarPandy, as always, that is very kind indeed. Thank you for that. Misa Osuru, thank you so much. Kafa Kiwi, thank you. That's a new name, I think. Freckles Lou and Humble Pie and James Mihaly and Erin and Olive Martini. Wait. Fawnlock, thank you so much. And Blue Pup, thank you. And Godox, thank you very much. So I think I'm caught up. Yes, so thank you very much, everyone, for that. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know what you're all doing. What I did want to say about Valentine's Day, and I sort of touched a bit on this at Christmas, is like, these days are quite weird, aren't they? Because you go, they're really gorgeous, and Happy Valentine's Day, and everyone loves everyone, and blah, 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 which is great. And it is, celebrate with the people you love being with. But they can also be quite tricky, can't they? Because I've always felt, there's something I want to show you, which I've always felt is a bit of a sort of paradox, which is that in life, you are sort of, to be whole, you are expected to be half of something, i.e. a couple. And I've always found that a bit counterintuitive. So, and what I'm aware of, I've got loads of friends who are single, who hate Valentine's Day, and loads that aren't single that also hate Valentine's Day. But my point is, it's a lovely day to celebrate. It's great. Have a fun day doing whatever you want to do. But they can also be slightly weird those days and a bit sort of exclusionary. And I think given that we've always tried to make this space like a very inclusive one, and I think just doing this sort of, although I try and keep this as a solely positive space with no drama, it's also be a bit naive not just to be like, oh, it's all great, candy floss, Valentine's Day. They can be tough days for some people, right? So I just want to sort of acknowledge that and be like, happy Valentine's Day to everyone, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're with or not with. Just take it as a day to love yourself and sod everyone else. Or your loved ones if you want to. But yeah, I just want to kind of address, I was thinking about it and like what I would like to say about Valentine's Day, and that's what I would like to say about Valentine's Day, because I think of all the days in the year, including Christmas season and all those other holidays, Valentine's Day can be a bit loaded and does, it can make people feel not so good. So we're going to just have a lovely Valentine's Day celebrating Henry. Why don't we all just celebrate Henry? He can be our Valentine. Thank you, GTS Mars 7. That's very kind indeed. Thank you. And I think that's a new name. Nice to see you. 22 Frankie. Thank you very much indeed. And Godox, I think I said, but if I didn't, thank you very much. Yes. So I don't know if that's something you echo, but let us all let Henry, including me, be our Valentines. And then we've all got the same Valentine, and it's very egalitarian, and we don't have to worry. And you can't take him for dinner anyway because he's not a real person. So he'd be a very cheap date, wouldn't he? Imagine taking Henry out to a restaurant and the bill comes and you're like, we're not splitting it because he's not a real person, but also he hasn't had anything because he's not a real person. So happy days. So happy Valentine's to all of you and to Henry. Now then, on the subject of Henry. Actually, before we get to Henry, I know you were all talking about this. So this was meant to be as a great surprise because no one ever says green, but it got completely poleaxed by the technical issues. So that's really annoying. Yes, I'm wearing green. And the reason I'm wearing green is because I looked for some purple, which I think was requested last time and failed. And I was like, oh, green. No one ever says green. And green is actually one of my favourite colours. I have Irish heritage and, green is to some extent the colour of Ireland. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go green. That'll surprise them. And I think it did surprise them, but not perhaps as much as the fact that you couldn't see or hear me. So Friday the 13th won that one, annoyingly. But yes, I'm wearing green. Back to the subject of Henry. 5 million copies of KCD have now been sold, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I saw that yesterday. Thank you, ATutorialBot. Yeah, that's an amazing thing. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that was coming. I understand they'd crossed that threshold a little bit before, but yesterday was the anniversary of the release of the first game. And so that was the day that they announced it. And I was like, someone just said 5 million Henrys. I think that's something that Warhorse put on their socials. But God, that's amazing, isn't it? 5 million Henrys. And I also saw that between all of you, your Henrys have killed more people than were provably alive at this point of Bohemian history on the planet. So well done. Not only have you managed to create 5 million amazing Henrys, but you've managed to make him the slaughterer of more people than he could possibly have slaughtered. Which is I guess a claim to fame. I guess that's something. So well done, everyone. Thank you very much, Barguestland, as always. Good to see you. That is super kind. So yeah, there you go. 5 million copies sold. Well done, Warhorse. Well done, all of you. Thank you for supporting us as always. What an amazing and beautiful thing. Now, I do want to... One of the things I wanted to do was, while we're talking numbers, was that we had a little celebration a little while ago for 50,000 YouTube subscribers. And now there's 60,000, which is amazing. It sort of seems to be rattling up pretty fast. For those of you that don't know... I see some good questions running past. Mods, if are you able to grab these questions? Because I can't because of the speed at which they're going and this weird font situation that we've got going on. Yes, YouTube. What I wanted to do today, amongst other things, was shout out all the noble lords that subscribe there. And I can't because I now can't access the list. What I will do is put all of the names of all of you amazing supporters on the description of the next VOD as a sort of backup. And then next time I stream, we can do it properly. But I know that's one of the things that is, one of the little perks. So I don't want to let that one slide. But yeah, 60,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So yeah, I see you all chatting about the... Okay, here's one. Maybe for the mods. And it's actually not to do with the speed of chat. Thank you, though, mods. It's not the speed it's going. It's because I can't really see it. Does anyone know how you change the colour of the font on your phone on Twitch for chat? You came for KCD2. You got incredibly boring Twitch tutorial. Oh, now it's working. So, Babush Toad, I don't know what you did there, but your text just came up white and I could read it really well. But I can. Yes, I can. Okay, the mods are being amazing. They're saying, can I open a Twitch tab on my PC? On my laptop, I can. Yes. In fact, I think I've got it. So keep talking to me because I actually have it open. Can I get chat on my screen? Would that be easier? I'm really sorry. I know this is not the content you came for. Oh, it's highlighted text. So if everyone can highlight their text, I mean, how easy or difficult is that to do? That definitely makes it easier. Yes, I can how do I get the chat screen? I mean, this is so basic. This is so like Streamer 101. I'm logged in to my own Twitch, and I am in my I'm in my homepage. Oh, there we go. Basically, I just watch my own Twitch from home. That's it. Thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. That's basically pretty much solved it. Oh, not now I've done that. Okay, so I'm just adjusting things so that I can see Discord and chat and everything else I need to be able to see. Okay, so I can now see chat very clearly. So we can do the Q&A much more meaningfully. And we can sort of, we can do the Q&A. What I think we will do is this. I think we will have a game of Farkle just to like ease us in a little bit, take the pressure off. It's been a very stressful morning, at least for me. So let's have a little game of Farkle, and then we're going to do some more Q&A, or do some Q&A, in fact. And then we're just going to hang out for a bit. That's basically the stream. I see that people shouting, Luke. Luke's here. Luke, it's all going disastrously. I don't know if you're streaming today, but the Friday the 13th Gremlins are out in force. So watch yourself, because Luke knows exactly where I am because he's been here and streamed with me. Do you remember that day, Luke, when we were trying to do the Streamerly and the internet went absolutely wild? Well, that's how my day's going today. Only I didn't have you here to save me. So and I would say our sort of technical experience is we're very much reverse rolled in terms of I'm very much hands to Luke's Henry when it comes to tech. He's like reliable, knowledgeable, calm, stoic, and cool. And I'm chaotic. I'm chaotic. So I definitely serve the hands vibes when it comes to my streaming skills. So I wish you were here, Henry of Stream, Luke, but you're not, sadly. But you're here in spirit. The chat is going so fast, I don't know if you're saying anything, but I do see lots of your beige emoji, which I absolutely love. So yeah, watch out if you stream today, because it's absolute carnage out there. Let's have a quick game of Farkle. Luke, if you would like to play Farkle, then you're very welcome. I'm going to let you guys... Why don't we play for Luke's beige top, which seems like a very fitting thing to play for. If you don't know, Luke, we always play for something, and today we are playing for your beige top. I don't quite get the joke, to be honest, but I get enough. Okay. Help me out here, mods. Are we live? Are we here? How are we doing? I'm finding it a bit stressful. I don't know about all of you. So mods, are we here? Chat, are we here? We're back. You can hear me. Okay, great. So, I have switched my calls off, so that won't happen again. So that's good. What I would like to say, so thank you mods for having my back. This is a much busier day than I think any of the mods expected. What I will say is that I keep checking in and going, I feel really bad. Please apologise to everyone. I'll be back in 2 minutes. And they're like, chat are so lovely, chat are so chill, chat are amusing themselves, chat are playing Farkle. Thank the Lord that you are the people who I have in my chat. That's all I can say today. That's all I have to say to all of you. Friday the 13th is absolute dog shit, but the people in my chat are absolute angels, and the second one more than cancels out the other. So thank you. Thank you all for being awesome. Frosty and Lumi, thank you. Sleepy Izzy, thank you. 𝓐𝓲𝓻𝓲, thank you. I mean, what I'm sensing, because as you know, I'm not very literate in the world of streaming, I'm sensing that there are probably some chats that would be like, this is annoying, I hate this streamer, I'm leaving, I'm never coming back. I'm reading that from the subtext of the mods who are like, oh my God, these guys are amazing, they're so chill. So I just want to salute you all for that, because, I mean, I kind of knew you were all awesome, I'm just moving the phone. But yeah, it means a lot on these days. Thank you so much, Lizzie94. That is very, very much appreciated. And thank you, PolarPandy, also. Support subs for me in my absolute misery here. But yeah, as I think you all know, there's only one thing I don't like about streaming, and that's the tech. And today, like, all the tech gremlin trains have arrived at once en masse. And I like what I don't like about it is I don't like stuff I don't understand, which is quite a lot. But when it comes to tech, it's like everything. And so my whole setup is ready at home and it's amazing, but I don't have backup apart from the amazing mods. So so when it goes wrong, it goes very wrong. But it actually hasn't. You know, I was sort of due a bit of a I was due a bit of a kind of burn it all down tech situation. Anyway, we're back. You can hear me. My calls are off, so we're not going to get interrupted again. Hanqiu, thank you very much. That is much appreciated. What we were about to do was play Farkle for Luke's Base Top. So about 3 streams ago, I don't know how many times I've restarted. Thank you again, GlambringGaming as well. That is super kind. Thank you all for the pity subs. I will absolutely take them all day long. My tea is cold. My heart is warm. It's Valentine's Day stream, and we're about to play Farkle. So, with no further ado, I am handing over, my friends, to all of you. And I just want to show you something, which is these amazing dice, which I don't think I've used before. I was looking for like a... thank you so much, Serena Scalets. My God, that is incredibly generous and very, very much appreciated. Good to see you as always. Thank you very much. I feel like there's a lot of support in the room today, which I very, very much appreciate because God knows I need it with all the things that I'm battling today. So these little guys, I don't think I've used. Forgive me, I don't remember who gave me these. Please shout out if you're here. Because this was quite a few cons ago, but these are really lovely, and I just thought it would be a nice. I'm just enjoying brilliant Danny and the mod team saying we're all holding hands and frolicking through the fields. That's exactly what we're doing, and I'm absolutely here for that. So here we go. You should be able to see them. Ooh, hang on. Because of the whole like medieval like font situation, they're a little bit harder to read than normal. What would you like to do with those, chat? Thank you very much, Mary 159091. Super kind and very much appreciated. Thank you. Can you read these? Can you see these okay? They're like, maybe I should have used slightly simpler dice. Even the dice are against me. I chose these dice because they're very, very beautiful, but they are perhaps not the best ones for okay, given that everything else is going wrong, bear with me. I'm going to go and get a different set of dice, okay, very, very quickly, because I think it will make all of this a bit easier. 1 second. 1 second, I'm coming back. Okay. I've got a traditional set. Apologies to whoever did give me those. We will use those on another occasion when I'm in front of the like very clear camera. But I think for today, I don't think we take any... Oh, you wanted the chair to speak to you? I'm sorry. Did the chair not get a chance? The chair's not great, chat. I'm not going to lie. I've tried. Okay, I'm glad you love the chair. Here you go. This is you, chat. Ooh, that was very much worth switching dice for. Do you know what I love? I have only streamed as myself, so I don't know what it's like for other streamers. But you are such a great, fun, easy chat that I can literally leave a chair in shot for like 30 seconds and that will become the entertainment. You yourselves will make it the entertainment. And that is why I absolutely love you lot. Because even when it's all going to absolute shit like today, you'll find the fun. Well done. That is why you are on my Valentine's Day. I absolutely love it. I don't know if there's like an in-joke here about chairs. If there is, I don't get it. But I don't care because I just love the fact that you managed to amuse yourselves with the chair stream, which honestly, a chair stream would have probably been less chaotic than what I provided today. Okay, so you've got your 6 sixes. And what are you doing? You're 6 and roll or 6 and pass because I took my eye off the ball. Just give me your answers again. The gamblers have it. They want to roll. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, 5 and bust. I love that a few of you are saying 5 and roll, but that's insane. Okay, so you've got 650. What we didn't do was we didn't decide what we're playing up to, but I think given that we are playing for Luke's base top, I think it has to be a 3000, no? Thank you very much, Seth Dorian. Much appreciated. Okay, my turn. All right, I'll just take the 1. I'll take the 1, just the 1. Thank you, WillemH Music, and thank you, Marigold Nettle. I take the 1 and I keep going. So now I've got 3 ones. Ooh. Yes, bust, bust, bust is right. I see you all shouting bust, 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 and it absolutely worked. What I am going to do, by the way, and I meant to say this when I introduced the green top. The green top is really warm, so the green top's coming off. 1 second. I need to be a bit careful here because I think you can see a bit more than you can probably bargain for there. Apologies. I knew that was going to happen because it's really tight. Sorry about that, everyone. I think really not what you needed to see at this time of the day. Thank you very much, Barguestland. I absolutely love the random numbers you choose for your gifted subs. It's super kind. 23, what a great and very generous number. Thank you very much indeed. Where do you choose these numbers? Tell me. If you're here and you're willing to share, is there a logic, or is it just whatever takes your fancy? It is an AV moment. Let me just see. I'm just trying to move that so I can see that a bit better. Happy numbers. You're chaos yourself. Well, you're in very good company here, AV, let me tell you, because you've come to the king of chaos, and that's me. All right, 1 second. So I'm on 0, you're on 650. Well done, gang. Back to you. Ooh. Wow. It's RV, forgive me. Hoblin is correcting my pronunciation. Sorry, RV. It's not AV, it's RV. Okay. Some of you have missed that straight, but most of you haven't. Okay, usual question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 500, right? Not 750. That's right, isn't it? 500. Thank you, royalblueheart. Okay, so you are now on 150, and I am over here on 0. Oh, wait, I'm missing a dice. There we go, there's another one. Okay, I'll take 1, 1. I'll take that one. Some my little superstitious to me is... It's not your roll. You're saying it's your roll. It's not your roll. Why can you re-roll? You only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on. Okay, let's talk about this. And mods, feel free to jump in. If you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a 5, did you? Forgive me. That is absolutely my bad. All right, so let me just recorrect that. Thank you for picking it up. That is not me cheating. It's me having absolute brain overload because of all the tech shit that's going on today. So you have to bear with me if that happens. So you got your 500 and your 550, so that puts you on 100, and that's your go again. All right, here we go. So forget about my turn. That's not happening. It's now your turn. Escram is saying I can't save scum with you. Clearly I can't. At least I know now. What would you like to do with that, chat? Thank you, Bernard in the hat. Very much appreciated. 1 and roll. I think it has to be, right? So... There's only really one thing you can do that, right? Yeah, 5 and roll. Okay, you're on 150. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, okay. What would you like to do with that? Yeah, the 1s and 5s and pass. So you've got 2, 3, 4... Wait, 1, 2, 3... 350 to go with your 550, which makes 900. So I make that you're on 1,550. Is that right? Because in my fuzzy brain, Thank you, lovely Wendy Mod. Yes, this chat speed is good. Thank you. Yeah, good. So you're on 1550. I am on a big fat 0, and it is. Yeah, for those joining, we've had absolute tech nightmares. So today is Farkle and Q&A. And that was very nearly an incredibly exciting role until it wasn't. This is me, by the way, chat. But thank you for the advice. I am going to do one and roll. I'll do one and roll again. And I will do one and roll again. I'm just going to keep going because God knows I need to catch up. So let's talk about Friday the 13th and how Friday the 13th is a day full of demons. And the only thing that can fight a demon successfully is, of course, a witch. And that is what I've just rolled. So I got my 300 there, I've got my 600, so that gives me 900, and it's still my go. The witch is back. The witch had a very rough first hour on Friday the 13th. But don't worry, because witches defeat demons, and this witch is back in the room. You're not the demons, by the way. The demons are the tech gremlins. Like we're all the witches against those demons. Okay, good. It's still going, and because I am a daring witch, I'm going to take those 3 5s and I'm going to keep going, which is almost certainly a ridiculous decision, but it's what I'm doing. Can this witch come through? Oh yes, 150. That was very risky, but I have to be risky at this point. So I had 900. I now have I did 900. 500, 1400, 1500, 1550. Oh my God. So in one round, this witch has entirely caught up. We have exactly the same score, which is 1550. Thank you, Jay the Fluffy Goat. That's pretty mad, isn't it? Isn't that mad? By the way, Dr. Meeman's saying, I'm so silly today. Did I do an extra long dip? I did do a dip, not in the pool today, which is not heated. I did it in the natural swimming ponds where perhaps witches get their power. So maybe that's why. No, the reason I'm silly today is because I'm absolutely fizzing from all the tech crazy. I find it completely overwhelming. So is it good silly or not? Because this is the silly that you get, I'm afraid, when I spent my morning running around trying to solve tech issues. Yes, water goblin, bog witch, guilty as charged. I'm all of these things. All right, gang, over to you. This is... Okay. That's what you've got to go with your 1550. What's it going to be? One and roll. Okay. Ooh. Okay, what would you like to do with those? Yeah, I think so. 1s and 4s and pass. So you got 500 there, 600 there. So you are now on 150. So you only need 850 to win Luke's base shirt. I, on the other hand, need nearly 1500. 1450 to be exact. Okay, I'll take the 1 and walk. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll take the 1s and the 5s, so that's 350. It's not life-changing, but it's not awful. So that will put me on 1900. Okay, that's not horrible. I'm only 250 behind. All right, gang. This is you. Ooh. Have you done it? No, you haven't quite done it, but that's pretty good. What would you like to do with those? Okay, this is kind of splitting you, actually. But generally, I think... Oh, wow. Wow, this is really splitting you. This is interesting. So I think just about the majority of you want to do the 6s and roll, which I love. Love that for you. 6s and roll. It was pretty close, but definitely that's what more people wanted. And it was the right thing to do, because look at that. But what would you like to do now? Because you've got two 850. Yeah, I think you have to pass. You got 2,850, which means you're very, very, very close. Is that right? 700. Yeah, 2,850. All right. I, on the other hand, have 1,900, so I need 1,100 to beat you, but I am a bog witch, so what's out? No. Oh, very nearly, but not quite. All right, I'll take 1-1 and I'll keep going. Oh, that one. Okay. All right, I'll just take the threes and keep going. Just to be clear, 300. I have to keep going, really, don't I? I take the 5 and I keep going because I have to, because my back's against the wall. Here we go. Come on. So I'm on 3, 4, 5. That's giving me 500, but it's 500, but it's still my go. So I need 600. This witch needs 600 out of one roll, which is eminently doable. Here we go. Oh my God. I mean, I joke about being a witch, but maybe I'm a witch. Maybe I'm actually a witch. So that is 600 and 500. So that's 1,100 to go with my... Okay, so here's what I am going to do, very dangerously. I could, of course, pocket those, and that would be... I would already be 500 over what I need. But I'm going to keep going, which is ridiculous, because if I go bust here... Thank you very much, Bone on TV. That is super, super kind and much appreciated. And thank you very much, Babbish Toad, as well. That is very kind indeed. Thank you, gang. I'm going to keep going, which is ridiculous, because... So I am currently on 3,500. I have more than won the beige top. You are on 2,850. There's nothing to be gained by me doing this other than I feel like it's what you would do. So here we go. What's going to happen? Am I going to go bust? Because if I go bust, let me tell you, this is bad times. I'm not bust. I've got 200 to add to my... Okay, I'm now walking. So I've got 3,700. Thank you very much, PolarPandy. That is very much appreciated as always. Super kind. Whenever my back's against the wall, you're always there. Great. So I won the beige top. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know if Luke's still here, but if he is, Luke, you owe me a beige top. So we will play again in a little bit. There will be more Farkle because this is a Q&A and Farkle stream. But what I would quite like to do now is I would like to do a bit of Q&A, because I said it's Q&A and Farkle and we haven't done a lot of Q&A. So what I'm going to do is... Mods, if you're happy and able to pick out any questions, that would be great. And if not, no stress. Thank you, yourspacecat. If not, what I will do is I will just read them from chat. So Sums111 is asking, was the Channel 4 panel this week? Yes, it was this week. It was on Monday. And it was a very... So for those that don't know, there's a TV show coming out called Dirty Business. Yeah, you can ask me about Dirty Business, and I would love to talk about it. It's it doesn't suit the tone of this stream at all, because it is really serious. It will make you very, very angry if you can watch it. It will make you very angry, or it should. It will make you very sad, or it should. It is basically a show about about lots of things, about two amazing researchers that have sort of off their own bat spent a huge amount of time, of their own time, at their own expense, researching the sort of failings of the water companies in this country, and there are lots of other stories that kind of illustrate the human cost of that. Which sounds like quite a difficult and sort of political topic, which it is. But what we have this incredible director, amazing director, who it has a brain the size of a planet but a heart to match, and he has managed to bring, there's lots of statistics, there's lots of information which can be quite hard to dramatize. You're like, what stops it being a documentary? Why are we doing it as a documentary, a drama as opposed to a documentary? And what he's managed to do is, Riveting Rogue is asking capital letters, why is water privatised in the UK? That is a good question, my friend, and that is the question you will be asking yourself if you watch this show. You don't have to watch it, but if you'd like to, I think it will get you very, very, very fired up. So the panel, we watched the first episode for the first time this week, and it was really upsetting, actually, is what it was, which is exactly what it should be. So it's not like an easy watch, but I think it's an incredibly worthwhile one if you have the time and the inclination and you are in the UK. PolarPandy's asking, can you watch the press Q&A? No, you can't. It was recorded, but it wasn't recorded for broadcast. But there were lots of journalists there who will be reporting on it, so that was why it was there. So you can kind of read the various stuff that comes out of it. Oh, that's a good one. So yeah, thank you for asking about that. We can talk a bit more about that later if you want. What will Henry and Hans do on Valentine's Day? I think they just have a very quiet. No, they wouldn't. They'd go out and cause a load of trouble, wouldn't they? They'd go and have a very chaotic time, causing all sorts of trouble, and then they'd just go and have a quiet dinner in Scalets. That's what they do. Do I have a favourite screen or stage adaptation of Macbeth? That's a great question. There's a Michael Fassbender film, isn't there? And that was really good. I'm sort of thinking about, because if I say a stage adaptation, that's a bit unfair because you can't necessarily watch it. Although I did see only about a year and a half ago the David Tennant production, which was directed by an amazing director called Max Webster, and with Chris Jumbo as Lady Macbeth. And I think they recorded that for like NT Live, as they do sometimes with those things. That's brilliant. I mean, he's such an extraordinary actor, David Tennant, I think. And I think a lot of people just sort of go, oh, right, he's just the guy from Doctor Who, and he is a brilliant Doctor Who. But I've seen him doing like amazing classical work since I was like in my mid-teens. So he's been around being amazing for years and years and years and years, and he was so good. It was such a good production. I found it really like intoxicating. And the mad scene that Lady Macbeth has at the end, which I think is obviously a beautiful scene, but sometimes it can not go for nothing. But you're like, yeah, I get it. She's mad. You know, that's the scene. But it was so upsetting. She was so brilliant. So that's probably my favourite one that I've seen on stage, which I think you can watch somewhere, somehow. Hank Pay says, going back to Dirty Business, has acting in the show on this topic, do I find myself advocating for more clean water? Yes, definitely. Has it sort of ignited a fuse in me about that topic? 100%. It sort of couldn't not. You'll see when you see it. Like, we play real people, and it couldn't not affect you. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. It's like when I actually read it on the plane to Prague when I was doing DLCs, and I was like crying on the plane, and like really, really angry. I think the person next to me was just like, "My God, is this guy all right?" It's like, but it's like, that's how it should be. It's like, it's the sort of topic that you go, it's not funny. It shouldn't. It will leave you raging. That's a good question from Tom McKay Archive. Do I feel more pressure portraying a character based on a real person? Yes, I do. Especially when it's the family that we're portraying who were put through so much. And yes, I absolutely did feel a lot more pressure to sort of tell their story well and to kind of honour them, I suppose, and give them the respect that they deserved. I very much did feel that pressure, but I think it's totally appropriate to feel that. I think it would be weird not to. 1 second. Just looking for some more questions. That's a really interesting question from Bradar. Do I think that one should follow the heart or the intellect when making important decisions? I think you should follow both. I think you're probably in trouble if you only listen to one. And also it depends on the decision, doesn't it? Because you go, if it's a very, very practical decision, then probably you should be led a bit more by your head. But if it's a kind of emotional one to do with, relationships or family or whatever, then perhaps the heart should have a slightly louder voice. But that's a really good question, and I don't think there's a single answer for me. Thank you very much, Zinwa. Very much appreciated. That's an interesting one. Dare Bigby says, would Henry like to be legitimised by Sir Radzig, or would he like to keep his name Henry of Scalets? I guess he is nameless in a way. Would he like to be seen more like a noble? I don't think so, actually. I think would very much be someone that was like, no, that's my name, this is my family, those are my people. I don't think he would be so seduced by the sort of trappings of nobility. So I don't think so. Oh, that's a great one from Babush Toad. What was my favourite on-stage costume that I ever got to wear? I had this really... I've talked quite a lot on here about Julius Caesar, and I know a lot of you have seen it, so forgive me for referencing that. But in the second act... So Julius Caesar is a really interesting play where, like, Acts 1, 3 and 5 are, like, very public and in the very public domain. And Acts 2 and 4 are, like, at home with Brutus. So it literally goes from, like, the epic and the public to, like, the very domestic and the sort of quite insular. So in the second act, I had this, it's like nighttime, and I had this really beautiful, like handmade, at the Globe they make all their own costumes, and I had this really gorgeous like long robe, and it would sort of like flow, because there's often quite a lot of wind on stage at the Globe because it's outdoors, it would like flow with you. So it was just like, it made you feel very grand, which really helped playing a very grand character. It sort of did a lot of the work for me. And it was just really comfortable. And I had this like nightgown underneath it. So I was basically in my pajamas on stage. And it was really comfortable and it sort of gave me status for free. And so I think that was probably my favourite. I mean, the costume in every act of that play was amazing, but they were more complicated. There's in the public scenes, the sort of doublet and hose and all those things, which is actually Elizabethan. It was a sort of deliberate mashup of Elizabethan and Roman, the costumes. That was like a deliberate design choice. But so those were a bit more complicated and like beautiful, but not as comfortable. But the robes were just like really beautiful and comfortable. I'm just catching up with some questions. If I could play any Shakespearean role, what would it be? Thanks, Scratch Card. Forgive me, everyone else. You already know the answer is Macbeth. That's the part I would really like to play. What's the hardest emotion for you to act naturally, Joshi Domi? I'm not sure there's a hardest or an easiest. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, like the show I just did was incredibly emotional, but it sort of wasn't. It was quite hard in terms of like, you know, it's quite not traumatic. It's quite, you know, you feel very sad when you sort of told a story like that. But it's not hard to access it when you're dealing with the story that you're dealing with. So I don't know if there's an easiest or hardest one. Humble Pie's asking, is there a particular saying or idiom that I come back to often for wisdom? There's a few, and some of you would have heard these before. Definitely don't sweat the small stuff is one that I'd come back to, even though I do sweat the small stuff a lot of the time, having just sweated the small stuff about tech all morning. But that's because I feel bad for you, because you're like sat waiting. So that. Celebrate the small victories, which is another one that I've said to you before, which I think is, particularly as I get older, I'm like, yeah, don't forget to like celebrate the small victories. Those would be mine. Alioxa, I just noticed, the chats are at different speeds, but Alioxa just asked a really nice question, which is there an actor, dead or alive, who I would love to act with? This is very grand, but I would love to have at least seen Laurence Olivier on stage and like know what all the fuss is about in terms of, you know, I suspect his style might have not aged that well, like any acting style, but he was clearly like an incredible actor in his age. So I mean, absolutely flatter myself to even imagine that, but since it's an imaginary question, I would love to act with or at least watch him. Do I play? That's a great question from Plusense. Do I plan on playing other games in the future? Yes. I would love to play KCD. I'm going to go back and do that. Thank you, Zware7, much appreciated. I will at some point play KCD. And I would, yeah, there's loads of like, because I've become much more literate in the gaming space. Obviously, Claire Obscure, I really want to play. There's loads. What do you all think I should play? Well, chat's gone a bit mad now. What would you like to see me play? Would you like to see? There's some great ideas. Yeah, I almost certainly will go back and play KCD1. I can see that there's a lot of shout outs for that. I would like to play Red Dead, definitely, and Baldur's Gate for sure. God of War I would like to play. Yeah, I mean, these are all games that I really want to play that you're suggesting. But KCD is one that I will definitely go back to. So watch this space on that, because we'll be talking a bit about that in a month or so's time. In a little, I'm going to sort of start to branch out and think about other things. But I'm also really enjoying KCD2, and I'm missing KCD2 today. It's annoying that I can't play. Oh yeah, Elden Ring I would like to play. Hang on. Just checking in on a few things. That's an interesting question. So I'm catching up a bit. Yenele says, do I have any coping mechanisms that I recommend when going through tough times? I think everyone's is different. Mine is running. So I sort of, I don't mean figuratively, I mean literally running. It just decompresses me, and sort of, it's like my meditation. I'm not very good at sitting still. So running is like my sitting still. Sote Toe said, could I talk about my role in Mother Clap's Molly House? Yep, that was my very first job. It was an amazing job by a brilliant playwright called Mark Ravenhill, and it was about these real they were like clubs basically called molly houses in the 18th century, and they were like, ostensibly they were like sort of gay community spaces, but we would call them like safe queer spaces or something like that. They weren't just for people that were gay, they were for people that didn't feel like they fitted into the sort of traditional heteronormative world around them. So the main thing they did was like men put on dresses and, you know, various things. So you could say it was like drag, but it was a lot more complex than that, because they would have like little families and they would have like wooden babies and all these things and set up these little family units. And it was more than anything, it was just like a place where people, where they didn't feel like they were fitting in the rest of the world. So they would come to these places, generally on Sunday nights they used to meet, and just like have a party. So that's where they were like a club. And it was run by this woman called Mother Clap, they called her, which is why it was called Mother Clap's Molly House. And but it was really sad, because in the end they all got raided and loads of them got hung, including Mother Clap. And it was really sad because they basically all just got completely persecuted because of what they were doing. So it's actually a really sad story, but it's also, the play is full of a lot of joy as well, because when it was good, it was really good, and they were having a great time, and there was like lots of songs, and so the first half of the play is a real celebration, and then the second half less so. So I really enjoyed that. It was my very, very first job, straight from drama school, and at the National Theatre. It was really, really fun. So I had a great time. Mimic Green says, what do you think is at the core of Henry? Who is he when you strip everything else away? I think he is courage and simplicity and nobility with a small n, and silliness and funniness and warmth, and I've said non-judgment a lot before. That's one of the sort of single facets of that character that I think makes him most appealing, and why he appeals to so many people, because he just takes people at face value, and I think that's who he is. At the heart of him, he's just an everyday guy who is kind, for want of a much less underwhelming word. He's sort of he's just up for being everyone's friend. And I think what would his coffee shop order be? I think someone asked me this before. That's a good question, Wintergarten. Did someone ask me this before? I feel like it would just be a black coffee, just a very simple black coffee, maybe with quite a lot of sugar. Good question, Plusent. Any plans on visiting future conventions? Yes. Watch this space. I'm going to be a bit careful here because I forget what's been announced and what hasn't been announced. But yes, Stockholm has been announced, hasn't it? I think it has, yeah. There's actually quite a few, but they're sort of being announced at different times. So I'm gonna be careful and not say too much, because I'll end up speaking out of turn and then get in trouble. But yes is the short answer. Let me catch up with the questions. Oh, yeah. Tom McKay Archive asks about any memories of working on Greta Garbo Came to Donegal. Yeah. So just to give you a bit of context, this was a play called Greta Garbo Came to Donegal because Greta Garbo did go to Donegal and just ended up hanging out with these people for a bit. And this brilliant playwright, Frank McGuinness, wrote a play about it. And it was a really fun job. And I had a great time. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. It was a very happy summer on that job. Wave Party says, was there ever a time you thought about retiring from acting? How did you navigate that? Not really. I've always, there's two things. One, I've been very lucky in terms of consistency of work, so that's great. And that is just luck. I can wholly attribute that to luck. So, I can't take any credit for that. But I mean, obviously there's times when it's difficult, like any creative pursuit. I'd be absolutely lying if I was like, oh, it's always a dream and there's nothing difficult about it. Of course it's a difficult way to make a living. But I have had a lot of luck, and I think you have to love it a little. You have to sort of keep it in check and not go mad, but also you have to love it a bit more than is healthy, otherwise you wouldn't do it at all. And I have always had that, and been lucky enough to be busy enough that like I've been able to scratch that itch. Thank you, Lipa Birdie. Right, we're going to do a couple more questions, and then we're going to play some more Farkle, and then we'll do a few more questions towards the end. Let me just... Serena Scalets, that's a great question. Tom, what is your favourite poem? Sorry if it's already been asked. God, I have quite a few, but the one that comes to mind is not a particularly positive one, so forgive me. But I always love... I don't actually know what its official name is, but you know the Philip Larkin poem that starts... They fuck you up, your mum and dad. I will say, my mum and dad were amazing parents, and like it's not some like takedown of my own parents, because they were amazing parents. But it's really funny. It's really sad and really dark and really, you know, complex. But it's also quite, as poems go, it's bloody funny. Yeah, forgive me for choosing that, but I do. That is one that always springs to mind. I also love Spike Milligan poems. Which I haven't read for years, but there's some very funny, silly Spike Milligan poems. What are your favourite poems? Anyone want to shout out theirs? Let's hear some suggestions. Maybe I'll look at some stuff. Yeah, there's some great ones here. Some great ones. What a literary audience we have. Yours is in Czech, Mitkulka. I wish I could speak good enough Czech to understand it. Lots of sonnets, people loving the sonnets. Yeah, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I did that at school. That is very beautiful. Yeah, I see a couple of you shouting out Stop All the Clocks. That is very beautiful. I actually shamefully only know that through For Weddings and a Funeral. Shows you how literate I am, or illiterate. Great ideas here. Some really gorgeous. There's quite a few that I don't know. I'll definitely check some of these out. Thank you, chat. Okay. Is there... So the last question for now. Godok says, is there a particular moment from KCD1 that you remember recording? I do. Yeah. I remember the scene where we were all throwing a certain bodily material at a house. With Matthew and Fritz. You will all know what I'm talking about, those of you that have played it. And I remember being like, this is really fun and really silly, but is anyone going to, like, are people going to find this funny, or are they going to be like, this is really childish? And I was like, I don't really care, because it is very funny. Excuse me. But I absolutely remember recording that and finding it a lot of fun, and just being like, well, this is a fun way to make a living. I have no idea if anyone's going to play this game or respond to it, but why not? And I very, very much remember that. Yes, throwing it at Deutsch's house. I see you all remembering that. Okay, shall we have another quick game of Farkle? What would you like to play for this time, my friends? It's over to you. What's it going to be? For the chair. Show us the chair again. I'm sitting on the chair, but you can see this chair. For this chair, we are... we could play for the cold tea, but the cold tea is... Now it's finished. Sorry, my chat's going very weird. I think we play for the chair. For the chair, up to 3,000... Should we let me go first today? How do we feel about that? I don't know if I've ever gone first in our games. Do you think it'll make you the witch if you go second? All right, I'll go first, and we'll see what it does to your gameplay, and maybe we'll realise that actually you're just the witch if you go second. Let's see. Don't worry about me drinking cold tea, Mimic Greens. It's actually quite nice. Basically, it's really sweet. All right, this is me. Okay, I take the one, and I keep going. Ooh. I take the sixes and I walk. Okay. So it's a good start. I'm on 700. Hey! Hello. Wow. That's what happens. That's what happens when you get overexcited and you go first. Do we have all the dice? I hope you all enjoyed that. It was all going. It had all been a bit calm for a bit too long, hadn't it? Of course, that was going to happen. Okay. Cold tea is gross, says Mimic Greens. Don't knock it till you tried it. Ooh, well done, chat. Look what you've got. Yep. So you get your 500. I'm on 700. It's all pretty close so far. This is me. I take the 1 and I keep going. No. Almost. Okay, I'll take one of those 5s and keep going. I take the 5 and I keep going. That's what you get. It's worked. Your bust have worked a treat there, my friends. Okay, over to you. You're doing quite well here. Oh, I had a 5, did I? Wait. Hang on, what did I get wrong there? I had a 5, so am I on 750 then? Sorry, my brain's a bit flat. Oh, I had a 5. Okay, wait. So you're being very noble. I had a 5, so I completely lost track of what I actually had. Should we just do this? This seems fair. Should we just scratch my go and I'll start again? Because I had 353, but what did I have in my pocket? What had I already banked? Help me out here, chat. I had a 5. What had I already got? Yeah, let's start over, says Serenity. I think that's a good idea. Okay. So this is just restarting. I'll take one of those 5s. Okay. Ooh. Now I feel a bit guilty because doesn't that give me 2,000? That's what happens if you open the door to a witch. Sorry guys, but you did ask for it. I'm not cheating, Dr. Moomin. You told me to do it. So 2,750. Okay, look, we'll play again after this game because it doesn't seem very fair. But this is you. Oh, that's you. That's okay. Look what you've got there. What would you like to do with it? What's it going to be? Ones and roll. Ones and roll. Okay. There we go. Right. Well, that was worth doing. So you've got your 1,000 and yeah, 1,150. So you've got 1,650. So that's still pretty good, I will say. 1 second. This is me. I am bust. You could say I got what I deserve there. All right. So back to you. You're on 1,650. Fully bust. PolarPandy, we are playing for the chair. That's what we're playing for. That's you, chat. That's a pretty good roll. I'm not going to lie. So you got... What would you like to do? Yeah, 6 and 1 and pass. So that's 700... 2,350. So that's still pretty good. 2,350. I'm on 2,750. Don't worry about the knocking. The neighbours upstairs are doing their carpets. I mean, today's just a day for all the things. I think we just have to live with it. That's me, and that is enough to win. So we're now gonna play another game, and I'm gonna let you go first because I feel a bit bad about what happened there. What's my favourite brand of tea? Mimic Greens? PG. Am I allowed to say that? Does that count as advertising? I said it. Okay, this is you, chat. This is for me. This is for you to win the chair back off me. One and roll. what would you like to do now? 5 and roll? Yeah. Okay, this is we're going to do up to 2,000 this time. Okay. Wow, that neighbour's really going for it, isn't he? Oh yeah, did you have a straight? Did you have a straight? So listen, I will take at face value what you had. So tell me what you had and I will give you that. You had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 750, right? But was that to go... Okay, so I'm giving you your 750 and now it's over to me. And we have I'll take one of the ones. Oh, and another roll. Okay, I'm all over the place here. So wait, what? Just tell me what you had. You had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and another roll. So this is your re-roll. Okay. This is your re-roll to go with your 750. Ooh. Sorry, chat. That's not very good, is it? Doesn't that mean that you've just gone bust? This is what happens when you mess with a demon. You rolled the 1, then you got your straight, but then you've gone bust, so you lose all of it. I'm sorry, chat. I'm really sorry, but that is extraordinarily bad luck. You should have just let me, like... Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let you keep your 750 because I was all over the place there. So I'm going to let you have that 750 and I'm going to let you bank it. And I'm just going to forget that you went bust there, okay? Because I was all over the place and it doesn't seem fair for you to be completely robbed like that. All right. Oh, and there's me. Oh, okay. 4 twos, which is 450. Just seems like such a waste of time. You get 4 of the same number and you only get 400s. That's just not fair. Okay, this is you. What would you like to do? 5 and roll. Very good. One and roll. Oh, hello. Don't worry, Serenity. Thank you for that. I noticed that I had 2s and 5s. I banked it for 450. But thank you for being very noble there. Okay. You've got to. Well done. Okay, so you had 1, 2, 3, 350. So you're on 100. You need 900 to get to the black and white checker flag. I have 450, and there I have... Oh, man. Okay, I'll take one of the 5s. There's a lot of work going on where I am in London today. Forgive me for all those noises. I'll take the 5 and keep going. Oh, man. Today is very much Friday the 13th. I'm bust. Okay, over to you. I'm stuck on 450. Ooh, look at that. Wow. So that is... Well, you tell me what it is. I can see what it is. So you've got 1,200, 1,300, 1,350. I mean, you've already more than surpassed. Do you want to keep going? Because you don't have to roll. And this is up to you, chat. Would you like to roll? Because you've already won. But would you like to do what I did? Yes! I absolutely love you, chat. I don't think a single person is saying, don't roll. There's nothing to be gained. There's only risk. And I absolutely love that about you. Well, it was well worth it. You've got another 150 there to go with that. You got 2,600, I believe. You have more than one. So you won this before. and it is still very much yours. There you go. Enjoy your chair. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to do about 10 minutes of chat, and then I'm going to sign off. And what I'm going to do is I am going to get the technical issues addressed properly, and I will be back with the playthrough ASAP. I will keep a plan B. You know, we'll do more of this if we have to, but we can ideally sort of intersperse the chat and the Farkle with the playthrough. That's obviously the main point of the stream. So forgive me. Thank you so much for bearing with me today with the technical challenges. Let's dive in and have a few more questions before I sign off. Mods, was there anything you saw that you liked that you thought might be worth... oh, sorry, Mods. I'm way behind on the chat here. It's froze for some reason. Richie Crispy, thank you very much as always. It's good to see you. That's super kind. Anything anyone would like to ask? What was it like being on the White Queen? Marks asks. It was great. So there's loads of nice questions coming in. The White Queen was great. We shot it in Bruges for about 8 months. Bruges is a very small, beautiful place, but I've got 666 viewers. That's very Friday the 13th. 666 viewers. That suits the mood of the day. Yeah, we shot it in Bruges. It was really lovely. Amazing cast of people, and Bruges is a very beautiful place. But we did spend a lot of time in Ghent, actually, because Bruges is a bit small to spend that amount of time. There's not, after a couple of weeks, you're like, I've kind of done Bruges. But Ghent is really fun, as is Brussels and Antwerp, actually. But no, it's very fun. I noticed, thank you so much, Sharks Prem. That is very much appreciated. Thank you for that. PolarPandy was asking, do I plan to go back to theatre? Yes, I do, but probably not in the short term. Most of my work is TV at the moment. But I will at some point go back to theatre, and I love it. It was sort of my first love, really. What do I miss about doing it, says Babush Toad? Just the buzz. Like there's something very, just the adrenaline kick. There's something very, a lot of people say this, but you get the immediacy of standing on stage and getting that live feedback and being with another real human being, and the sort of risk of it all is amazing. And I really love that and miss it. So that's my answer to that. Thank you very much, TV Ghostin. That is very much appreciated. Thank you again for that. Makishimo says, can I cry on demand? You found out that Logan and Michael can't. I bet they can. Yeah. I mean, not like, can I cry in a scene where crying is necessary? Yeah, if it's well written, I can. But if I just need to spontaneously cry at absolutely nothing, probably not. Is Henry more of a grand romantic or an accidental flirt, says Georgie Domi? More of an accidental flirt, I think. I don't think he's a grand romantic. I love that, Sharks Pren. If I myself was in KCD2, do I think I would make it to the wedding? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, if my sort of real world skill matches my technical ineptitude, I don't think I would make it to the wedding. If I had chat at my back, now if I could do it in the real world and have all of you with me, yes, I would make it to the wedding. But would I be able to get there on my own without chat? Almost certainly not. That's my answer to that. Wild Lupine, we're planning an art heist. Why? What are you stealing and why? Hypothetically. Love that context. Great question. What am I stealing and why? The massive side Twombleys at the side Twombleys at the Tate, which are like these big, they're big like red, round, swirly things that fill a wall. But actually my first love is Jackson Pollocks. They're quite similar. Do you know the Jackson Pollocks, like the Great Webs, which are just like these big sprawling like splashes of paint? They're absolutely amazing, and I would love to have those on my wall. But I think I'd get in trouble if I tried to steal a real Jackson Pollock. Just reading this. Silk Cats is asking about the audition process for Dirty Business. Was I approached or did I have to audition? I had to audition. You absolutely have to audition, especially because it's such a sensitive subject. So I had Joe Bullman, who directed it, is an amazing man, and I had a very sort of emotional audition with him, and he was amazing. But yeah, I very much had to audition. You have gorgeous side Twombleys in Philadelphia, Olive Martini. Lucky you. In the heist, would I be the thief, the planner, or the getaway driver? Probably the planner. I'd probably be the planner. Mimic Green says, have I ever flubbed a line on stage? Loads of times. That happens all the time. Yeah, you just have to dig yourself out of it. Bigby says, if Henry could make it out of Czechia, would he love it? Yeah, I think he'd absolutely love it. He's an adventurer. And I think he would absolutely see the world if he could. Jim Paolo says, does anything beat my love for Farkle? Not really. Will I show you my D&D dice, BibbyPotato? Yes, but not right now because they're not where I am. But I absolutely will. Maybe we'll do that on the O's and Empires podcast. You will see them on there. Kuru says, what do actors do when you feel like sneezing or coughing when you're delivering a line? Well, if it's TV, you just probably have to do it and then stop. If it's theatre, you just got to plough on. And if you sneeze, you sneeze. And I mean, that's the sort of beautiful thing about theatre. You just got to get on with it. You can't press pause. The truth, though, actually, a lot of people go, oh, in TV, can you just say stop? And it's like, not really. Like, generally speaking, you're not the person that stops it. Unless it's gone disastrously wrong, you have to keep going until the director generally calls stop, calls cut. So you don't quite have the same license to be like, sorry, I just need to like stop now, and like, because generally there's so many people working towards keeping the machine going that you do sort of have to just get on with it. Because the other thing to remember is they might cut around it. So you might do a take of a scene and like fluff a little bit in the middle, but the rest of it might be really good. So you just keep going because they might use the stuff around it and then they can intersperse the mistake with something that wasn't a mistake. Thank you, Rackham's Razor, very much appreciated. Striped Century says, current favourite song on repeat. You're going to hate this. My life has been infected by K-pop Demon Hunters by a young relative. And those songs are very much on repeat. And actually, they're quite good. But I realised that they are like proper earworms. And unfortunately, they are slightly on repeat in our house at the minute. Yes, Golden. Golden is an absolute banger. And it's... it's very infectious. Do I play an instrument, says WillemH's Music? I play a bit of piano. I wish I played better. I love playing, but the sounds I make are not good. Yeah, you did hear that glass shattering. I thought you might. I don't know what on earth happened outside my building, but someone just smashed a load of glass. Not me, thankfully. It's Friday the 13th. It's like, it tells you everything you need to know. Thank you, Alex Big Fail and Chester Lee. Right, couple more questions and then I'm going to sign off. What's my favourite colour? Turquoise. Thanks, Ketchup Zombie. Love that question. Did you all know that? I love... Would I rather be a hamster or a goldfish? Goldfish. Did I have fun today, BibbyPotato? I had a lot of fun. You guys rescued me. I was not having any fun at all when you first saw me. I was like very stressed and like finding it a lot. Killigan's asking if I have any recent house music recommendations. I don't, because I don't get to listen to as much as I used to. So do you have any for me? Favourite weather is, I like the sun, but I like it cold as well. I don't mind the cold, so I quite enjoy it. Dan Bigby says, hope to see you at a US convention soon. Me too. I'm sorry. Bryn Travels is saying, don't go, my stream's cheering you up. Well, what I'm going to do is I will... I'll make sure I get the tech stuff fixed and we'll get back in soon. It won't be too long. That's really lovely. Thank you, Bargasland. Or Arvi, as I know your name now to be. It's not a question, but you just want to say you love being here. Genuinely, thank you for streaming. It's my pleasure. Thank you all for being here. Genuinely. I wouldn't do it if I wasn't having fun. And the reason I have fun is because of you lot. I really enjoy the game. I really enjoy Farkle, obviously, but I could do those things on my own. I enjoy it because you all turn up and make it fun. So genuinely thank you. And also really genuinely thank you, because the reason I get stressed when the tech doesn't work out is because I think I have my sort of like theatre head on, where I'm like, oh my God, the play started and there's like a whole audience sat there waiting for it to start and I'm just faffing about like with my internet. And obviously it's not the same. I should probably just chill out a little bit. But I feel really responsible that I'm like, I've announced that like this thing's happening. I've given a time. Probably, I know that none of you, it's not like any of you are like cancelling work or input, but like, I've sort of made you aware and you've like turned up and then there's like nothing happening. And I feel very responsible for that. So genuinely, I do want to apologise because I feel very responsible, and so I feel quite guilty, to be honest, when that happens. So thank you for being lovely about it and not, making me feel bad or getting ratty with each other or me or the mods. So, you're very, very lovely. And I also really love that, like, you just amuse yourselves. I'm a bit like, you don't need me here. This stream runs itself. You can just sit and chat and have a lovely time. And I genuinely love that. The mods sort of keep me in the loop and what's going on when I'm trying to fix stuff. And they're just like, oh, hang on. Sorry. What is... So the mods, checking with the mods, I want to shout out to the mods for their amazingness today. I haven't been keeping up the chat 'cause it's been moving quite fast, the mod chat. But tell me, what is it that you need to know, mods? Is there a question that I missed from chat? The mods want to know how I feel about Marmite. I am not a Marmite fan, I'm afraid. I've never really properly tried it. I am an absolute dustbin when it comes to food. I'm very people often ask me if I'm like Henry, and I'm not like Henry in a lot of ways, but I am when it comes to being an absolute dustbin and always being hungry. But I wouldn't say I'm a hater. I don't hate Marmite. I've never really I don't think I've ever actually put any Marmite in my mouth because I don't really like the smell. So that's it. PolarPandy says it's lagging again. I'm really sorry if it's lagging, everyone. I think that's probably my cue to step out if it's starting to lag again. I'm not saying I love it or I hate it. I'm just saying it's not for me. I hope that answers the question. All right, everyone. Thank you all for being awesome. Mods, thank you for your patience and for having my back. Chat, more than anything, thank you so much for just being awesome and bearing with me today. I'm sorry it was a bit of a mess. It was a Friday the 13th stream. More than anything, have an amazing Valentine's Day tomorrow. Remember what I said at the beginning. It doesn't matter who you're with or what you're doing. As long as you're, at the risk of sounding like Ricky Lake, as long as you're loving yourself, it doesn't matter. But I actually mean that, by the way. Just love yourselves on Valentine's Day. And if there's someone else around to love, great. That's a bonus. But thinking of you all and sending you lots of Valentine's love. And don't forget, Henry can be your Valentine's. Henry is all of your Valentine. So have an amazing Valentine's weekend. And I will update you on where we're at with the tech stuff. And we will get back in to that battle that we left with Hans almost certainly next week, probably Friday. All right, big love, gang. Have an amazing week. And I will see you soon.